Mute this and this. And I believe everybody here? Can we see? Okay, I think everybody's in their right places. Okay, hello and thank you for joining. Curse of Strahd, Dying of Exsanguination. I am your game mommy. I am joined by my wonderful Strahd Quad. Say hello, wonderful Strahd Quad.
Hello, wonderful Strahd Quad.
Wonderful Strahd Quad. All four Strahdians. Strahdites. I mean, it's Barovians, but all four players in deck. And we're just gonna do a little bit of a recap to start off with, to get the juices going. Last time on Curse of Strahd, Belladonna, Scratch, and Mwezi-Mwezi all went to investigate a vampire that almost got their claws, or rather teeth, into Scratch, and you know, maybe deal with that problem, or figure out what was going on, what with it being beneath a church. And they were not joined by Esther, who was on their own adventure, which I will cover in just a moment. And they found a creepy little vampire guy that was under the church that was apparently the child of Father Donovan, and handled themselves pretty well considering it was vampire spawn and they're 3 level 2 characters. But after scrapping a little bit, and once the son betrayed his father because he was so very hungry and drained him of his blood, the vampire spawn managed to get away and run off in the night. Leaving a dead Father Donovan in the ground, a handful of shovels to dig yet another grave, and Arena and Ismark, and all in attendance for Coleon's planned funeral. A little bit confused because they had arrived a little late to it. Well, that was happening. Esther, our wonderful cleric of the Morning Lord, met a new friend, and totally reasonably, completely cured all 7 of their children and healed them completely. Then met a real fun merchant, got a hold of some delicious meat pies, and then was had a little tussle with a stranger as they were running off. And you know, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Esther had a great time. It was such a good time, Esther. And so we return to where we left off, which is shovels distributed, I think. Belladonna, Mwezi-Mwezi, and Scratch are in the cemetery. And we left off a little bit on this, but I want to return a little bit to this energy. Belladonna, vampire spawn escaped. You were expressing some frustration at the end of the last session, or at least clarification, maybe not frustration. How is, as Scratch and Mwezi-Mwezi take up shovels to dig, how is Belladonna feeling internally right now?
I mean, pretty much exactly how she expressed, how you would expect. She's frustrated. Very fair assessment. Oh, she's frustrated, she's disappointed, and she's just tired. This isn't the first time she's had to do this, and she doesn't think it's going to be the last. And so I think she's just trudging through it, kind of mulling over what to do next and what to say to really impart how serious this is.
Has Scratch buried people in their past at this point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
dug
yeah.
graves and everything.
Yeah.
I think I
Old
assume
hand
as
at it
much.
at this point.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And what about Mwezi-Mwezi? Has Mwezi-Mwezi ever been part of the act of burying a person?
I doubt it. No. That sounds like a job for, someone who actually has contact with the spirits, not Mwezi-Mwezi.
Mm. Scratch and Mwezi-Mwezi, can I have you give me a perception check?
Sure.
Just hanging around, forgot to even grab my dice.
That's not good. 11?
11, okay.
Oh, and just side note, as we're getting rolls, while we're digging, Scratch is like, just like, chat with Muzzy, and she's like, at this point, I'd say we're 2 for 2, where we should have probably just knocked on the front door. Maybe we try knocking on the front door next time.
Yeah. I got an 18.
18. Yeah, as the sound of dirt and earth is moved here in this thing, the people are being kind of not distant, they're being kind of corralled away by Ismark and Arena. Would Arena would have directed you all to, or encouraged you all, if possible, to bury Father Donovan a bit away from where Coleon was to be buried. And it looks like in the distance they're just trying to distract the idea that the father was there and maybe there's a vampire and stuff, and the concerns of the town, by just Arena and Ismark kind of running a funeral ceremony for that. So where you're at is relatively silent, but the murmuring with only mild murmurings of that. But I think Mwezi-Mwezi, while you and Scratch dig and chit chat, you might notice at a distance some of the people glancing back toward you all. And with an 18, I think you get enough of a read that they are not glancing with fear or confusion. A couple of them seem to be glancing with like shock, but in the lean toward excitement.
Looks like we got a fan club.
Okay, so do I notice anything special about the ones who seem to be looking with excitement?
Not in particular. It's kind of a random. It's not the whole of them, right? It's just several individuals amongst the group, and it's sort of a random sample size of it.
Okay, so
And
it's not like a group of
No.
people. Okay. I mean, why wouldn't they look? I did a bad thing. Is just simply what I'll say and keep on digging.
Scratch will be like, I don't think it's quite that, but let him look. We got work to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on digging.
Yep. Scratch will try and keep up the conversation.
Okay, Scratch is trying to keep up the conversation. How long do you think does Belladonna like let the whole let the grave be fully dug, and everything before she wants to form like her speech to them or talk? Does Belladonna sort of let Scratch and Mwezi-Mwezi sort of small talk and converse?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you don't have to. Just ask. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a frustration saturation point she'll reach if they bullshit for too long. But
yeah.
like,
Well, the digging is at least being done.
Yeah.
Things that have to be done.
I'm not doing it.
She's also she's ignoring pretty much anything they're talking about while the digging is happening. She's just focusing just on task at hand.
Esther, you make it from inside the church and notice that the church itself is empty, which makes sense. The cemetery is in the back of the church. Certainly that's where everyone is. Quick question for Esther. Do you do anything to cover yourself a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Mm. So, Esther, when you walk to the back of the church and you see the cemetery out, you see a number of people gathered by a large kind of like more of like a statuary than a headstone, a real artistic piece for the many decades long Burgomeister to be placed to rest. And you immediately can see from your vantage over a little ways off to the side, not really participating in a group, there are your friends, shovels in hand, sorry, that's the wrong adjective, diligently digging a grave.
Oh my god.
Hi ho, hi ho.
I mean, Scratch seems pretty
I can see
unsafe,
Scratch
but-
doing that. But,
Well, Scratch can also read a room, and this is not
Yeah, this
like
doesn't
we're
seem
chit chatting. We're chit chatting, but it's the chit chat of like, people trying to keep up energy as they're doing a manual task.
Yeah,
We're not like gossiping.
gossiping.
We're not kikiing.
But yeah, Esther, you see that group there diligently sort of digging out a grave.
Right. That seems way more important than a funeral for a man I've never met. So I'm gonna go do
Is
that.
it a funeral for a different person you haven't met?
We never met the original Burgermeister, right? We just he was already dead.
Yeah,
when we
he was
got
already
there,
dead. And
so-
technically, you did meet Father Donovich briefly.
I don't know he's dead.
Yeah,
This
you don't
is
know.
news to me.
Yeah.
I think they're just digging holes, and that seems great. So I'm gonna go join them. I'll
They're just
I'll
digging
wait a
holes, that seems great.
I'm gonna give a respectful distance between me and the funeral people, before I start giving a little wave, and I'll be like, "Hello."
Hello, Sister Esther.
Hello.
Entered this room with the wrong energy. Oh no. Well, I cheer up the long faces. I've taken them from a home, as I hear is allowed in Barovia. And if it's not, don't tell me. And I grab a little it's a little tie that's in between a bolo tie and a normal tie, and I will put it around Mwezi-Mwezi's neck like a little ribbon tie, and I'll say, "A goodest boy ribbon for the goodest boy." I patting from the floor, and then I tie 2 little ribbons around Scratch's ears. I go, "Now you look so beautiful. I thought maybe that could be fun for you, a new little look." And for Belladonna, I have this beautiful dress. I'm still pulling it out of my backpack completely. And I am presenting you with a purple and black plaid, picnic table-esque, cool in a goth vintage store, gown.
Okay, Arcana. Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah.
They're just close.
Obviously, magically trapped, cursed item.
You can roll Arcana on it. Go for it.
10. Exactly 10 even.
You sense zero magic or curses or anything from any of the items that Esther has pulled out.
This seems like a very somber occasion, but I have made some new friends, and I just really feel like we have places to go now. So after maybe whatever the sad thing is, we'll go after that, maybe.
Yes,
What's
I think
happened?
that is an incredible plan. Father Donovan has been murdered by his son. We are digging
no.
grave for him to put him in here.
Oh, well
Would
then
you like
I
to help us?
No, I would not. But I will support you from the
It's okay,
side.
because it's not your fault, so you don't have to. So
Wonderful.
then Belladonna's gonna keep digging the hole.
Yep, that's fair.
It takes a bit.
Also, thank you, very thoughtful for the dress. I might be able to.
Yeah, when you put the ribbon on Mwezi-Mwezi, his tail wags, but then he looks over at Sister Belladonna and then gets sad again.
If it's okay to appreciate kindness in moment of sadness, Mwezi, it is okay.
I lean into Scratch and I say, it was real slim pickings in there. Honestly, it was really sad. It was a bunch of dead kids. Can you believe it?
Jesus. Yes, but that's awful.
Place is crazy. But I did find you some ribbons.
Yes, thank you. You have to tell us all about it. It sounds like you had a much it sounds like a much better time than we had.
The vampire bit me and Scratch.
Oh, and she pulls her covering down and goes,
It's probably stronger than ever. Oh, you too.
you believe it? You told me my blood was disgusting and tainted and called me something about following the blessed morning, Lord, but
Oh my god. Poor Belladonna just watching all of the new coverage. It's like, oh look, we got bit too.
No, I think luckily Belladonna's fully not paying attention to that part. Like,
Okay.
she made sure the gift wasn't cursed. She's gone back to digging this hole. She's gonna do whatever the respectful Barovian grave depth is, and then stop. I don't know what canonically the respectable Barovian grave depth is.
I'll let you.
I rolled a d20 and got a 12.
Yeah, 12 feet. 12 feet down.
That's huge.
So
Twice the normal size.
you have to take like a ladder system down when it eventually gets too deep.
It's because the Barovian wild animals, they go much further than our animals. So yeah,
those chickens, they're really
it's all those chickens. They just dig up those corpses.
A lot of necromancers, I guess. Yeah, that's more serious.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You dig the grave deeper than you would normally dig a grave. Eventually.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. This vampire victim, right?
Yes, a vampire victim. Correct, Belladonna.
Sorry.
Father Donovan's body, I assume, is still kind of in the basement. There's no reason to bring it up yet, per se. At the very least, Belladonna, you know that vampires don't become vampires instantly. It's not like zombies. It's not a quick process if they do turn. After would Belladonna want to do the most respectful version of burying Father Donovan, or would Belladonna rather just like place the body in the ground, no casket, maybe just wrapped, and do it there? Like, what degree of reverence would Belladonna have now that Father Donovan's body is, no longer animate?
I don't know. I suppose she would want to do whatever the I guess like the equivalent of a wartime honorable, something that is definitely meant to show reverence, but we do have a mission. I don't have time to find a fucking casket. But I'm not trying to do something disrespectful either. This is very, very specifically about the respect, but we also have to do it efficiently.
Just toss the body.
1, 2, 3.
You know what I mean?
I just wondered what position.
You don't have time to.
Yeah, what position Belladonna would take on someone that died by vampire versus if there was any difference in
Safety first
Yeah.
would be specifically safety first, and then in this case specifically because it was our fault. This is supposed to be very specifically an symbolic act of respect and penance for us. This is our fault. It's our responsibility. So there's some degree of, you know what I mean? Am I conveying the
You're making
intent?
sense.
Speak in the heart, garlic in the mouth.
So Belladonna, give me a history check.
Yeah.
I think it would be important. This will kind of define about how much you know about vampires, or what you know is accurate.
16.
16's enough. You know that being bitten or even being drained to death by a vampire doesn't mean that you get to be a vampire. It doesn't transfer like that. There seems to be other steps. You do know that there are, beyond Strahd himself, other vampires that can turn people, but those vampires are probably more powerful and wouldn't get locked in a basement. And so
Yeah.
you're pretty sure you don't have to worry about Father Donovan rising from the dead and becoming a vampire himself. But nonetheless, maybe a little bit of a tying up and then wrapping the body in like a nice, a blanket of some kind, so that it is not just exposed fully to the elements, and then lowering it in would be the right choice, because better safe than sorry. And who knows, maybe he rises as a zombie and a bunch of ropes will stop
And
the
if
zombie.
there's I suppose I guess we could add ceremony of some sort if there's a rites to give.
Well, you know who knows a lot of ceremonies that are very anti-vampire?
Yeah, I think so. Perhaps. You say it for everyone else, though.
The cleric, the follower of the Morning Lord, Lord of Light, Lathander.
Yay! Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a little prayer. It worked so well last time, so I'm gonna do the same shtick that I did before, and also cast the light cantrip at the same time.
Give me a religion. Are you trying to be very good at this? Are you trying to really send this home, or did the previous events make Esther a bit more hesitant?
Oh man. No, I think she's still riding the high. And she's gonna absolutely hit it one more time.
All right, religion with advantage then, please.
I roll it on D&D Beyond. This button? That button. 24!
You read a different but similar category rite of Lathander and the burying. You've been to tons of funerals. I mean, any cleric
least
of the
7.
god.
At least 7.
You give the same speech that was given at your favorite husband's funeral. We won't say what number of husband it was.
The 5th.
The 5th husband, of course. As they say, 5 times the charm.
That's what they say.
And they say that 7 is the classic number of hits for comedy.
Yep.
7
And I'm looking
beats
for number
per
8,
joke.
so...
Yeah, you're out there searching for number 8, lucky number 8. Give me I would like Scratch and Belladonna, if you're paying attention to Esther as they say this right. In particular, you can give perception. Mwezi-Mwezi, because you are not a caster. This reads as incredibly like an incredibly spiritual moment.
11.
We're rolling perception.
Yeah, perception.
13.
With the 11 and 13, you both know enough to know that Esther's sprucing it up a little bit with the light cantrip, but like the meaning and faith is there. Or at least the connection to however strong it can be here in Barovia. Esther, give me a wisdom save, please.
Absolutely. 19.
Esther, in your mind, but as with last time, it feels like something whispering in your ear. You are so very bold. I was about to say young cleric, but young would not be accurate to describe even your short time. What do you believe in the shadow of the church with my insignia and design is the smartest thing about worshipping or saying words of praise to him?
I am here to spread light and love, and not even the likes of you can stop me.
Do you verbally say this, or do you just say it in your
Nah,
mind?
just in the brain.
Well,
Good old night mommy herself.
well, it seems that I will have to teach you how easily the darkness creeps across Barovia. And then you can feel that recede away.
She's so scared of me. It's crazy. She's threatened.
The ceremony finished. These are words, Belladonna, you've never heard before speaking at a funeral, but they read earnest. Scratch, you too, being foreign, this feels like priest shit, father shit, deacon shit.
Yep. Exactly how Scratch would categorize it.
Yeah, it's like, this is faith.
Yeah.
It's real, whatever.
Yeah.
But, and then, I think Arena would move over towards you. In this time, Colion's ceremony has passed. Ismark has ushered people back into the church and away from this. And Arena is the one who comes over to you. And as words are spoken and the burial is finished, and Arena just looks at all of you and is looks at all of you. Are you all okay? Were any of you too hurt?
Yes, I was hurt.
Yeah.
What exactly happened here?
Well, we tried to fight a vampire spawn. Would I know that it's a vampire spawn, or would I just call it a vampire?
As anachronistic as, or you know what? Because of what we talked about before the campaign really got going, yes, you know that it's a vampire spawn. You
Okay,
know that.
go.
You know that word, that phrase.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. Yeah, so we went to attack a vampire spawn because we found out there was one underneath the church. And it turns out that that vampire spawn was Father Donovan's son. And they had a nice reunion. And then the son ate the father. And then he got away.
That's
That's basically what happened.
It was Doru that was under the church.
I don't think we got a name, but if that's Father Donovan's son, then yes, it was Doru. Or wait, did we get a name?
We did. It. Yeah, it was Doru.
Yeah.
Doru. Father Donovan didn't say anything. He had said that he had gone abroad to apprentice at another. She looks down at the grave. Foolish. Shall we leave now? I would like to leave. I do not want to dally here, and I am very sorry that you had to deal with this vampire spawn, but the fact that you are all still alive gives me greater hope that perhaps Belladonna is correct, and you are in fact the adventurers that may release us from the shackles of Strahd.
I hope so.
Shall we then? Shall we, what this word? Hit
Yes.
the road?
As soon as like
Please.
mission hit the road, like I go, Mwezi just runs right next to Arena. Like, come on, let's go. Let's stop. Let's stop looking at my mistakes.
You're too hard on yourself,
it is
Mwezi.
worth saying just one more time. Since Arena is here, who already knows, but Esther now is here, who doesn't. But so we can all confirm one more time that there is no chance, there is no time, there is no way or circumstance should suffer any vampire to live. Do you think that Father Donovan loved his son? And he's dead.
Wait.
Do you think his son, even as tormented as he was, loved his father? And he killed
You
him.
see, too.
He ate him. The demon inside is a sickness and it is hunger. It is exactly only hunger, and that was a fledgling who could not control his hunger. The hunger does not go away when they are sated by blood. They hunger still to destroy, to hurt, to gain power and control. So do not ever once forget that they will trick you any chance they get. They will look you in the eye. They will lie. The ones that loved the ones that they were will also lie. They will beg. And it is never, ever, ever, ever the right choice. We are
Yes.
very clear that this will
Yes.
never happen again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, let's then go. Think we have some friends to meet.
They make vampires different in Barovia.
What are they like other places?
How horrendous a creature.
Faerun's vampires are a little bit different. Scratch, what do you
and-
think the Folds vampires are like?
I think the Folds vampires are probably a little closer to like the fictive vampires that we tend to have. Like, just playing along with the idea of the Fold being a radio play in Faerun in Esther's world.
Yeah.
So I imagine that, like, probably, like, the vampires, like, the one that we met in our game, and, like, the Strahd level and whatnot, are probably a little more, like, elegant and in control of their shit, at least in front of other people. And then probably, like, the lower on the hierarchy you go, the more feral they get. That's my impression.
I think that's fair. I think that's correct. And of course, there's always room in a place like the Fold for like Twilight style vampires.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I can't remember. Was that what that we met? Did she glitter? I don't think she did, but I can't. I could see that.
Yeah. No, she was much.
I remember
more, she was much more Phantom of the Opera to to Bram Stoker, not not so much a glitter one. But nonetheless, so you all begin to make your journey out of Barovia. There is no way that you can make it from Barovia to where Irina is sure that the Vistani camp with Madame Ava, there is no way you can do that in one day. You will have to spend a night out on the road. In doing so, even if you'd left like right at dawn's light, you would still not get there until until like late into the night, early into the next morning. So, leaving now, you're still gonna be in darkness. We are back to traveling. Is there anything you want to do before you leave the village and no longer have access to supplies or anything like that?
So this is an odd question, but is there a library in town?
I do not think the village of Barovia would have a library.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
There are several books in the church, and there are various books in homes, but I don't think they'd have a dedicated like library or even bookstore.
I mean,
Then
there's
I
also.
will. Oh, go on.
I mean, canonically, look, Belladonna has a reasonable library.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, it's not hers, but there is one in her home. Pretty big collection of books.
Yeah, I'm going to.
What are we looking for?
Oh, tell me what vampires are. Because I didn't, like, basically, I did not know such magic. I do not understand this. But I need to know to be safe. So, like, I'm just basically asking you to teach me about vampires.
I mean, yeah, I can give the download of accurate maiming, killing lore, like eyes, head, whatever. The canonical weak points are the whole spiel, The other pamphlet. I'm sure there's a pamphlet for that too.
You know what? There is a pamphlet. There's so you want to know about vampires? If it could be, it would be a projection on a screen in front of a class filmed in the 1960s. Hey there, Timmy. I hear you're interested in vampires. I am.
Everybody said I was crazy when I said we should make pamphlets.
They've become quite useful.
It is crass, I understand, but
You must know your enemy to kill your enemy.
Yeah.
Belladonna.
Big differences with vampires versus our mythos is that garlic doesn't do anything inherently to them, and hallowed ground is dependent on what's hollowing it. So it doesn't appear that there's a problem if the church has the Night Mother as its patron, it doesn't appear that the Night Mother is necessarily offensive to them, but admittedly, Doru was only in the basement. Perhaps the basement itself is not hollowed, only the actual main structure of the church. But other than that, stake through the heart. That'll do something every time. I don't know.
I can go read the monster.
No, you don't have to read the monster manual for this. I was trying to figure out a way to do this. Give me, if you're in the headspace, you don't have to. In this moment, each of you consider a myth about vampires that you would believe to be true. And in that myth, and it's got to be some pedestrian. I'm not going to be like, they're deeply allergic to dogs and cats and die at the sight of them or anything like that. Right? Obviously not that.
Site-based allergies is fascinating. Tell me more.
But like, if you wanted to be like, they're mildly allergic to dogs and cats, that would be fun. But yeah, just like an innocuous little mythos about vampires, each of you consider one, and we will make that mythos piece true in Barovia to further uniqueify the vampires here from the rest of the world in the mythos. And you can
Really?
You don't have to pause to do it now. You can think on it. You can say something if you have it in mind as you do this traveling. But these things will be true, whatever you say to me. With the mild exception that I have the ability to veto it if it like makes killing vampires super easy.
Have we taken a short rest yet, or anything?
Yes, you can consider that you've taken a short rest.
Okay.
Short rest. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
not a long rest.
You're traveling.
Yeah.
But we're traveling?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can choose if you want to sleep in Barovia for the night and start out early in the morning. You can do that.
Do we want to?
Arena wants to leave, but
right, yeah. Well, what's the time? We could leave and then like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, got it. All right, short rest. Okay.
But with no horses or like wagon, you leave with the materials you have. Conveniently, a magical container can contain all of your inconvenient to travel with goods. And I would like each of you to pick a role for the rest of this day's travel. So the roles will be this. There is the guide, who will be doing the perception check. There is the guardian, who will be doing either who will be doing a survival check. There's the lookout, who can either help the guide with their perception check or do their own perception check. Helping the guide will make the guide's thing stronger, but what I'm got planned for the lookout is sort of like a bonus roll. So lookout will only be things that are not harmful, but either lore or interesting or beneficial or curious to the party. And then there will be the morale officer, who will be doing a persuasion or performance check to try to keep the kind of dullness and moroseness away. And so each of you can discuss who wants to be the guide, the guardian, the lookout, or to help the guardian, and the morale officer.
What was the guardian again?
Guardian is survival is the thing, though if you pitch me something else, I'm fine with that. It's just that's what I had originally noted down here.
Okay. I would immediately volunteer for like the guardian, because that seems to be the type of role I'd expect to play.
No,
I'd
it would
take
make
the-
sense for me to be the guide, but I have a +6 on my persuasion checks, and she will regale you about the local flora and fauna to distract from how horrible the landscape is.
Hell yeah.
I would take the lookout position and attempt to also absolutely chew the ear off of our leader, trying to get them to get to the meat pie windmill.
Sorry,
Like,
what
looking
about
out
a
for, like-
meat windmill?
So,
There's a
What did
windmill,
you
they make
learn?
meat pies, and we gotta go.
What
Sorry, I'd
did
love
you
to.
get up to, and how is it weirder than the Steve
We
Buscemi
have one for
thing?
each of you that I will share on our long rest.
Oh,
They're delicious.
no.
okay, Scratch, that sort of leaves you up to be the guide, if you will.
And what's that? That's survival?
Guide would be perception, though I suppose you could do survival for
perception.
guide if it's better.
I'd rather do perception.
Okay, then perception it is.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
question for Esther. Are you being the lookout and giving Scratch advantage, which kind of more secures the likelihood of bad things not happening to you, but also, and not wasting time on the road or going in the wrong direction or taking the wrong route? Or would you rather your role be like, but here's something interesting and kind of unique about the landscape, lore-based-y kind of stuff, the thing to flesh out the world a little bit more.
I love an interesting fact, but I am terrified I'm going to turn into a vampire, which I know is not a threat, but Esther is terrified.
Esther does not know.
So she'll get Scratch the advantage.
Okay, Scratch, you have advantage.
Yeah.
And then, so advantage perception, Scratch, performance for Belladonna, and survival, I believe, for Mwezi-Mwezi.
Oh, my dice are falling.
21.
22.
Hi, Tanny Miffy.
Eleven.
11.
It was almost a 15, and then it was a 5.
11. 11's almost a 12. So it's grim
Yeah,
here.
except that it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's grim here.
So it's so close, yet infinitely far away in that it's not.
So I think, Belladonna, as you go into your flora and fauna thing, bees, great. Everyone loves bees, except for people that are deathly allergic or have deep emotional scars with Macaulay Culkin
Carpenter
films.
male carpenter bees are stingless, and they're the ones that do most of the flapping about. So
Yeah.
they're actually
Great.
pretty great.
Yeah.
They're stingless. They're stingless.
Hey,
The moment you
can't hurt
start
you.
talking about other flora and fauna that are kind of outside of the things that you regularly engage with, you are reminded about why you don't engage with them as much. And I, you know, you gotta keep the crew going, if you will, but there's no way to sparkle up the kind of unsettling nature of Barovia.
And again, most of mine outside of the mead making, my other plant and flora fauna knowledge is because of the poisoning. So not a lot of fun stories there. And one time I used this one. Oh, let me tell you the boils.
Scratch would be so into those stories.
It is enthralling, but it is not good time. It is not as good timesy as one might hope. Peppered amongst that, Esther, what do you exactly reveal about what you did on your time. What kind of detail do you reveal from your
All of
little
it.
side adventure? All of it?
Oh, every single bit. Esther loves a drama-filled tale. So she'll spice it up a little bit, make it sound way more exciting than it was. But she will keep the Night Mother's little messages to herself. And that will not be disclosed. However, Esther will tell all of you that we followed our lovely friend Mary back to her household, and it was awesome, and I cured all of her children, only you wouldn't believe it. They were all dolls. So that's kind of a whole thing. But I fixed him up. It was awesome. We met this lady named Morgantha. She makes meat pies, and I will hand one out to each one of you. In my inventory, I have them labeled as sleepy time pies. The only thing I know about them is that they are not cursed, and that they are, and I quote, akin to a sleep spell and akin to a charm spell, but not cursed. And when you eat them, it just helps you fall asleep, and you have a really good time, and chills you out.
Okay, and when you say you know for a fact it's not cursed, by what facts do you know this? Did like someone give the word, or did you like?
I spoke
there a
out into the
sign?
universe, and I listened, and this big booming god from the heavens came down and said, "These aren't cursed. It's fine." I said, "Oh, wonderful!" And I
The
took a
Morning
little-
Lord sounds a lot like me. Oh.
Yeah.
The Morning Lord came down to say,
Okay.
"Fine, eat them."
If you want to, as Esther presents the pies, if any of you want to roll Arcana, investigate, survival, what have you, perception, whatever you like about the
I'm
pie.
gonna roll a survival, sniff this fucking pie.
Yeah. Scratch is gonna give a
Oh
literal.
no! I rolled a nat one on the survival.
Me too on survival.
Oh my god, two now one. Oh, this is delicious. This is the best thing ever. All right, I'm also doing a sniff test, but I'm sniffing it with an Arcana check.
Yeah, you are.
And that is
Also gonna-
23. 23.
Okay.
I'm gonna apologize to Arena for not bringing her a pie. I forgot that she was at our party.
Arena.
Do you say it like that to her face?
Arena's like, you do not
He's
owe
like,
me pie.
"My dear,
I forgot you existed.
I forgot about your pie."
Isn't that
Oh, please
funny? Oh my goodness. Oh,
How
what
about
a
your pie?
lovely little face you're making. Adopt it.
Arena's like, you do not owe me pie. It is fine. I have had pie before. It is all right. Scratch.
I'll share my pie with you.
I will, if you do not want whole pie, I will eat mincemeat pie. That is fine. Scratch, with your Arcana check, you can tell the same thing that, though they didn't do a great job at selling it to you as a group, Esther did accurately. It is not in any. There's no like cursed magic in this. There is a bit of magic that is something akin to a mix of a sleep spell and a charm spell, but like much milder. So like, and it was compared at the time to, it's like you're eating a whole turkey dinner, kind of thing.
Now, how does the meat smell? Like, does it smell unusual in
Really
any way?
good.
The meat smells pretty good. It smells like, or it smells. This particular batch smells like a mix of like maybe lamb and pork to you.
So Scratch's ears kind of like perk, and she's like, "They're fine. Like they're safe." But you can tell from like her ear perk and her tail starts swishing that she's stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not right now. So I'm gonna put it.
Yeah. We have some traveling to do before we take our
take your evening
our
meal.
sleepy time, guys. Yeah.
Belladonna, would you please give me a history check, I suppose it would be, because Esther was so kind as to name both Mary and Morgantha. And let's see if Belladonna knows Mary or Morgantha.
A history check?
Yeah. This is just have they happen. It's almost like a luck
11.
check.
No,
So
it's fine. Yeah. Huh?
you know Mary. Mary is a woman that a lot of people in town know, but more importantly, Mary and Mary's. You knew Mary. How do I phrase this? You knew Mary, and then recently you've lost touch with Mary. But you knew Mary and Mary's husband. And
Was she not in the bar the whole time? She told me that's how she knew Belladonna.
but like Mary didn't talk to Belladonna at that point, and Belladonna was busy with work and other things, and so but yeah, it's probably been several months since you've connected with Mary, and her husband, and then as far as Morgantha goes, you didn't know the name, but you imagine it's the old woman that sells the meat pies, who has been around the village of Barovia for several years. Doesn't actually come out to your meadery, though, weirdly enough.
I will also name drop Mary's husband, Calvin, and explain that he has all of Mary's actual children, and is living in Vallaki. So if we run into him, I have children's toys for him. That he didn't ask for, but I did take them, so...
Yeah, do you explain the whole letter and, like, everything around Mary?
Yeah.
Mary?
Yeah, the Spark Notes is that one of her children disappeared, the oldest one disappeared, and then she kind of created a small doll that was her eldest, and started treating that doll as her eldest, and nobody liked that. So her husband took everybody, and he left a little letter that was really heartfelt and great that Esther entirely makes like a housewife cinematic letter when she regales the tale back to everybody. But it basically was like, I love you so much, you're clearly going through something, but I can't trust you with our kids. I am taking them to my sister's house in Vallaki. And he said that hopefully she could meet him there, and obviously she is not, as she now has dolls for all her other children that eat meat pies at the table.
Oh, so these are the dolls' meat pies.
No, that's a different lady. She sells the meat pies in a windmill with her sister?
Okay.
I don't remember who the other person was.
Sorry. I kind of merged the two in my head, but now I got it.
Belladonna, you didn't know anything about Calvin leaving, or the kids, or the oldest kid disappearing, and you would have known if things had been different. You would have. But you've been erstwhile distracted.
Yes, and then she went crazy with grief. What's that like?
This is so weird.
I wouldn't know!
7 dead husbands. The travel with those rolls is uneventful. You travel along I always have to remind myself of the damn name of this. You travel around Svalek Road, I-5, Old Svalek Road. It leads just bendingly south down toward the Ivlis River, or Ivlis River, Iveless River, there's a large bridge that crosses that kind of river that runs into the center of the valley of Barovia. Um, and it is here that you find yourself sort of like moving more into the wood. There's still a good like 20-30 paces on either side of the road that is not dense tree line or anything, but they start collecting up as you're now within this side of the Svalik wood. It grows dark as the hours get later, and you all know that very soon there'll be night. And at this point, no lessons needed from the vibes of this place. Night is more dangerous than day. How far? Again, you won't make it to the Vistani camp by just pushing through for a few more hours. How far do you go? How late into the evening and night do you push it before you decide to settle in and make camp?
I don't think Belladonna specifically would push it terribly far if anyone's listening to her. Like, it gets spooky real fast.
Yeah, might as well
No.
sit down and get some rest.
Scratch has taken all her leads on like how to travel through here from Belladonna, so
Yeah, I would push it, but not like very much run home when the streetlights come on kind of energy.
Yeah.
Like play late, but right to that edge there. Like
There is a portion of this forest that kind of, or this of the Svalik road, the Svalik wood, and the Eveless River that kind of the wood sort of separates and the road gets relatively close to the river, and there's a good solid like 100-foot or so clearing, which is probably the most visibility that you've seen since you've entered into the woods as far as that. And you can see, of course, down both sides of the river. You can see more forested wood on the opposite side of the river. But, like, you've got kind of open space. You've got running clean water. You've got there. And so there is no doubt to any of your minds, both in your own travels and certainly in Belladonna's local travel mind, that this would be the safest place for you to camp on this journey. And then you should still be able to make it to the Vistani camp sometime tomorrow in the mid-afternoon, you know, like 1, 2 o'clock, so still in the daylight. All right, you have a camp to prepare. What would you say is each of yours setting up camp vibe or being in camp vibe? What, like, do you divvy up tasks and go get wood? Do you yourself do something? Are you chatty? Like, what's the turning up camp for the night vibe here?
Esther's not doing anything.
I'm gonna do like whatever chores and stuff, like especially that Belladonna recommends, or things just things I know from hunting, to go ahead and like, yeah, we are setting up a camp. There will be things we have to deal with as we do that. So let's do it.
I don't think that Belladonna would necessarily think she was like being in charge, but she would start doing like putting up the campfire, doing the stuff, and like casually being like, "Hey, will you grab that?" or maybe grab that, and then kind of end up orchestrating whoever will be led to do stuff around, but also isn't like snapping fingers at anybody.
Yeah, so Scratch, she raises her eyebrows at the campfire. It's kind of seems a little surprised, but doesn't say anything. Scratch sets up her own camp. She's done this hundreds of times. She and then just kind of like taking cues off of Belladonna as to like what might need to be done. Not like really like asking or anything, because she kind of has an idea of like how camp goes. If she sees something that needs to be done, she like helps out, gathering the campfire wood and everything. And for the most part, she's just kind of going off of whatever the general vibe is. If people are feeling like talking, she's down to chat. But if not, she's just heads down, focused on surviving the night.
I think we'd also talk about like a guard schedule. Like it definitely would be something Mwezi-Mwezi would expect he would have to do, and see if it would be done.
Yeah. Make sure that the casters get enough sleep and watches, etc. Campfire low and slow, just enough to stop us from freezing in Barovia in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Just a smolder.
Arena, Arena kind of looks around a little bit, almost lost on what to do at first, and then goes and starts to ineffectually set up a tent of some kind. She has a tent, she has a bedroll, she has those things, but she doesn't really kind of seem to have a lot of capability with this part, and she leaves it like 80% fine, and then goes over and is like, if we all take 2 hours, we should easily be able to cover watch, and plenty of rest can go around. So 2 hours for who's going to do first watch?
I will do first watch. Esther, maybe do last watch. Get up early. Get up first. Spellcasters at end. Fighters in the middle.
Why she got last watch? Because she's the Morning Lord cleric?
Yeah, literally, yes. Literally, that's the reason. That is exactly why, yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Then you should all make sure that you eat plenty tonight. There's never guaranteed. I am more than satisfied with food that I brought, and you see Arena pulls out just an absolute mozzarella fist ball size of cheese. Harder than mozzarella, but that's about the size, like a bun of cheese and a bottle of wine. And she just sits there and eats cheese, no silverware, eats it like an apple, and drinks directly from her bottle of wine as she sort of silences down and stares at the fire. Esther, what do you eat for the night? Do you eat your little dream pie?
No, I'm keeping that. I'm gonna eat. I'm sure I have rations.
You do.
Right?
Okay. You guys bought supplies in the things. You have rations. It's fine. It's fine. Rations are not just hardtack here in Barovia. You've only been out and about for a day, so it's like it's bread. It's not like jerked meat. It's more just like saltier cuts of meat, like hard salami kind of thing. Nuts, some like longer living vegetables and anything. My question is, does anyone have their sleep pie?
I will have...
Are we all eating together?
Yeah, this would be kind of the eating together section of the thing.
Right, and I see Esther not eating the mysterious spell-casted suspicious pies that she assured us aren't cursed, and
I confirmed.
Scratch also confirmed. 2 foreigners confirmed these are fine.
Yeah. Scratch's reason for not...
She's there, and they're just not eating them, though.
Yeah, well, it just seems like a practical...
No, I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, I
Of
know my
course, we wouldn't
scratches.
eat the sleep pies in the middle of the Barovian
Yeah.
forest
Yeah.
when we're taking like watches. You're not going to take your Ambien when you have to like wake up for a midnight watch.
We're gonna save the sleep pies for when we have a bat flight.
Yes.
Do they make little bat plane bottles of wine?
Yes.
Yes.
Precisely.
They simply must
Gonna have a bath with like fucking candles and shit.
What about Mwezi-Mwezi? Does Mwezi-Mwezi eat their pie?
I was going to eat it at the end of my shift.
I can
maybe I don't mention it.
Yeah, there you go.
And if I do it, it seems likely I might do it because like it's a meat pie.
It's a dog thing to do.
Yeah. Oops.
I'm
gonna get in trouble. Good trouble.
Yeah.
All of you take your watch for the night. What's the order of watch? I
think we only picked first and last.
Yeah, first and last. So what's the order of watch?
I'll take any.
Yeah, then I think I would like to be like just in the middle, the middlemost.
I'll take second watch.
So probably third and then arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then arena.
And then Esther.
And then Esther, yeah.
Okay.
Now then.
None of you need to roll anything on the rolling table for potentially bad things to happen here. But I would like each of you to roll perception when you're in your watch shift.
And if it would affect anything at all, anytime Belladonna has an expendable spell slot at the end of the day and any like reasonable amount of privacy, like a watch by herself, she casts Unseen Servant
Nice.
to hang out with her.
Then give your
unseen
perception
servant.
check an advantage then. Because you cast before your long rest, you cast a nice little spell.
Yeah, well, I've got it. And, even if I don't have a task, it's just fun to hang out with my little buddy. Where's you said advantage on perception, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I rolled 2 5s!
Okay.
I was very distracted, actually. That is 7 total.
You and your
with advantage.
You and your invisible servant start playing a real intense game of war with cards, and
Yeah.
so
Yes.
intense.
Yeah, playing cards. That's fair.
No.
About right.
You keep your eyes out. You don't see anything, but as I said, this isn't to roll on some sort of table of danger.
No. I got you.
Then I believe it's Scratch for the second in order. So Scratch, what did you get on your perception?
I got an 18.
18. Scratch, you look around. You hear the noises of animals you would expect to be in the woods. You can hear a number of bats, which you already knew that bats existed in these woods, and everything, but nothing. You've traveled a lot. Nothing that you wouldn't have found in any sort of unpopulated wooded area. Nothing that seems particularly close. But in the river, you have the time to see movements in the river. Like, it's dark out. You're not going to be able to see detail, but with an 18, you definitely see shadows moving along the river current.
In the river?
Yeah, in the river.
Or on the bay? Okay,
in the river.
Okay.
In it. And not enough that there's like... not enough that it would be like a school of fish or anything like that. Like the occasional one. At first, you probably dismiss it because it's just one shadow, and then you start noticing that there's not so much a pattern as a frequency that's a little hard to deny. I'd say in the 2-hour time frame, if you were counting, maybe a dozen, 10 to a dozen.
Yeah. That she doesn't.
Yeah, they just seem to move through. They don't seem to stop or dally as shadows, but you see them.
Good. Excellent. They mind their business, we'll mind ours. So,
And then third watch would be Mwezi-Mwezi. What did you get?
17.
You see much the same. Again, you don't smell anything from the woods that is being particularly unique. You seem, but you do eventually see those shadows kind of move in every handful of minutes. And it's usually just one that you can see that just sort of moves down the river along the current of it.
just around the river bend.
Quite literally, yeah.
What?
Could I take like a nature or survival check for like just, I want to judge threat level as in, is it immediately a threat to us? Should I go down myself, or is this something I need other people for?
At this distance, you can't smell anything, and it's too dark to really see anything. You can make like an investigate or a survival check or something like that, but I will need you to get relatively close to the river's edge to do so. And so do you think, Mwezi, you notice at several of these go by, nothing happens. Like, nothing comes up from the river. You don't see anything surface or anything like that?
Yes, I'm going to try to get closer
Yeah.
to judge what it is.
Yeah.
Because I want to know.
Yeah. Mwezi's curiosity. Okay, give me a investigate or survival or nature check, I suppose.
11 for survival.
For survival. You judge that you don't know how deep this river is, and so you don't know how deep down these shadows are. But it is night, there's not a lot of light here, so they can't be that far deep down.
Okay.
You judge that they're about a little smaller than, like, they're around like Esther to Belladonna sized. 4.5 to 5.5 feet. So smaller than you, bigger than Scratch. Not quite like that. And they do look finned. They move sort of like large fish.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to try to, as stealthily as I can, like, back off and head to camp. Maybe wake up, I guess Arena would be the next, to kind of, like, say, there's something out there I saw. That's my intention, assuming I can get that far.
Yeah, you don't have to roll stealth to get back. You step back toward the camp, and when you wake up Arena, you communicate this to Arena, and then does Mwezi, as a reward for their 2-hour watch, eat their meat pie.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a wisdom roll. Let's see. 8.
It's not very wise.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Yes.
It's so delicious.
Yes.
It's right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
You've been smelling it this whole time.
He's going to make a good effort to try not to, and he's like, no, I can't. And then
It's delicious, Mwezi. It is so good. Even only lightly rewarmed by the kind of by the fire, embers and coals and remnants of the fire. It is well seasoned, well made, and you eat it, and indeed it is not cursed. You don't need to roll for this. You were already doing a watch. You're already tired, so you are going to fall asleep. Mwezi, please describe to me a delightfully wonderful memory in the form of a dream. Doesn't have to be your best memory, just a good one.
I am going to say he's going to be dreaming of when his sister Zal like comes to visit the tribe, and he gets like messages from her and stuff.
Wonderful. You have so many wonderful memories of getting word from the outside, what your sister's been up to, reconnecting, and maybe subconsciously building the confidence that you too would easily be able to go far afield because your sister can.
Yeah.
And you can. The dream is vivid. The memories are vivid. You can smell the smells. You can feel it. It's not that dream logic where you know a thing and therefore you experience the thing, even if you don't. Like, it's not the same as sense memory. This brings the sense memory back into it. And it's a delightful dream that you have, Mwezi-Mwezi.
Okay.
Roll me a d4, please.
Lucky me. 3.
When you wake up, Mwezi-Mwezi, you will have 3 temp hit points for having a little pie.
Nice.
3, 4. Oh, 3.
3. Belladonna. What do you think after today's events? Let's go with a religion check for Belladonna. And this one's going to be with... I'll go with advantage for a higher number. Yeah, you want a higher number on this.
And you said a religion check?
Yeah, religion check with advantage.
Good, because the first roll was a 2 and I got +0, so it's literally only one thing that could be worse than that.
Can you roll it, though?
I rolled another 2.
All right.
So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna walk into the ocean.
Which would you say is more preferable to Belladonna as a dream? Are they in the dream or are they not in the dream?
In the dream.
With a 2, yours is that of an observance. You're not in it, you're watching it. As you see a man at a desk writing. That's all you get. Just that brief moment. Do you try to hold in that? Because I feel like you understand you have a little bit more capability. I wouldn't say Belladonna fully lucid dreams, but you have a bit more will in these types of dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. She would press that fanatically, unwisely.
Give me... a... What would this be stat-wise? Charisma saving throw.
An 11. And I gotta stop rolling these D&D Beyond dice.
You do. You simply do.
I have a +6 to my charisma saving throw. I got an 11.
Arena's watch goes uneventfully, and Arena goes to probably not even wake up, but greet a waking in the kind of early lightning of the morning Esther. Since as an older lady, Esther simply must be up too damn early. Calisthenics in the morning, a little bit. Gotta keep the body limber. Esther, what was your perception check?
7.
It's fine. Noise is dying down from the night animals. Everything seems all right to you. Rest of the group is sleeping or slightly waking up. Belladonna, I'm gonna need you to roll a stealth check. We'll just do it flat. We won't give you. You rolled over a 10, so we won't give you, or got over a 10, so we won't give you disadvantage. But a stealth check.
Okay, gonna use one of Imogen's dice. We'll see if that's better. We'll find out. Imogen's dice didn't like it last time, but D&D Beyond is not my friend today. 21!
Amazing.
Oh no, stealth check, sorry, 20. Adjusted 20.
Adjusted 20.
But still, yay!
And Esther, now that is the DC that you have to hit. Roll a perception check.
Oh.
Yeah, +4. I got a 16.
Total or on die?
Yeah, total. Yeah,
Total.
I got 12 on the die.
Okay. No. Nothing seems out of place. Everyone kind of wakes up in their cadence. Mwezi-Mwezi coming out of sleep after this pie is a little bit groggy, but your body still very much responds to light shifting, the circadian rhythm. It's the classic camping conundrum of even a night owl in camping has a difficulty sleeping deeply in. Simply if they're used to it, and the pie itself seems to have no like extra properties like it keeps you asleep for a day or anything. It was indeed a delightful dream.
So I'm gonna happily run up to Scraps and say, the pie was absolutely delicious.
Oh, you ate that? Oh man, I should have ate that. Well, later tonight then. Or depending on how much traveling we have, maybe I'll eat it now. No, I won't.
Belladonna, I'd say that you were wiping the tears from your eyes a little bit. Not a lot of tears, but a little bit of them. But fortunately, it doesn't appear that anyone else noticed. Based off of your dream. Scratch, level 1 to 10. How weird was your dream? Not scary, just weird.
I'd say probably about like a 5.
A 5,
probably
a
right
solid
middle
5.
of the road.
What is a weird 5 for Scratch?
So like Scratch starts out dreaming about Steve Buscemi, but then it like turns into Lanik, and then it just gets weird for her, and she's like,
That is
"No, I want out of this dream, please."
All of you.
Lanik is basically her boss.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lanik's a giant 8-foot-tall Goliath man that is incredibly square.
But probably, as I recently learned, probably smaller than Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Like
in overall mass. Yeah, in overall mass.
Yeah,
and size,
yeah. That was wild.
So, all of you break camp for the morning. You have your morning things. Nothing terrible happened. In the light, there's nothing in the river that's like shadowy or moving. Or anything. River's just moving along. You have better vision of it now, and it seems like there's a fish here or there. Like there's creatures that exist in the river, but they belong there and feel normal. And
Doesn't look like there's any dead bodies or anything on the bank, anything unusual.
Nope. This looks like, honestly, if this wasn't Barovia, it would look like an overcast day anywhere that any of you have ever been before. And of course, it looks like a normal day in Barovia. But that doesn't mean that it's always safe. Are you all in the same roles that you were yesterday? Are you picking the same things? Or are you pivoting?
I'm gonna pick the same role, yeah.
Oh yeah, same.
I think that Belladonna will... What was the... I'll do the survival one. I'll switch off. with the Guardian.
Okay, so you're gonna do the survival.
Okay.
I don't know that Belladonna feels up for fucking charisma checks today.
Mhm.
What were the ones that you were just
Okay,
doing?
so survival would be the sort of guardian role,
The
and
Guardian,
then
yeah.
and then what was Esther
Okay.
gonna do?
If I can keep directing us towards meat windmill, that's my plan. Give the
You've exposed meat.
advantage.
Okay, I'll clarify. I'll clarify meat windmill. Meat windmill is
Do not.
Hitting that meat windmill.
it's a windmill owned by three sisters that makes the meat pies. So that is why it is being referred to as the meat windmill. It is not a windmill made of meat. It does not produce meat itself.
That's
Could be.
not what we're laughing about. And you know it. You know what we're laughing about?
There are no
And you just stop
helicopters
pretending?
in Barovia.
Not with that attitude.
But
Oh.
Not anymore.
to be clear, not anymore. Jesus.
Oh, quick question.
go
Quick
Not
question.
after what happened.
Are the meat windmills canon to the module?
Yes, there is a windmill, and the meat pies are
Excellent.
connected to it in the module.
I can't wait to bother every person who knows about Strahd by calling these the meat windmills now.
Yeah. So the but the windmill is on the Belladonna knows that the windmill is off the main road, and even though it is past where the camp is, Belladonna is 100% sure, regardless of where the camp sends you, that you are likely to have to cross by the windmill. So it is very unlikely that it would take you away from the windmill, Esther. I just don't want you worrying about having to convince the group. The windmill's going to be hard to miss.
Well, then I'll take over Belladonna's role then.
And do
That
the
she had
performance?
in the last one. Yeah,
The
I'll
charisma
regale
roll?
some wonderful tale from my life.
And
Yeah, same roll.
in the same roll. Okay, so roll your rolls. Survivals, perceptions, persuasions, and what have yous.
I have a 12.
Just to clarify, Mwezi, I took the Guardian role, so you would.
Oh,
or
fuck.
we have to each pick one. We can't like double up, can we?
Right,
We
right.
can't
What-
all-
What are the other
what was the
options?
role what was the role that you just vacated?
Esther took away
Scout
the
or
lookout
something?
roll, which can give the person. So the lookout roll can either be for a unique thing, or it can give the person that is doing the sort of like scouting path finding, eyes out advantage. So you can either risk it for like a little bit of lore and something odd, and maybe if it's high enough, something beneficial to the party, or you can just give the person that has to make sure that you're not surprised by an event advantage. And
I'll
so,
take the lookout.
yeah, look out. And do you look for something, or do you give, I guess then scratch again advantage on this?
I'll give scratch advantage. That's well, I mean, but yeah, we're not gonna miss the meat windmill. So
Yeah, meat windmill is meat windmill is coming.
Unavoidable.
Sprinkler system.
All right. That's a 22.
Sprinkler system's a great name for a cat.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So with a 22, that's pretty good. What did you get for performance or persuasion? Your charisma things. Probably not deception, but what you get, Esther?
I got an 8.
8.
I have a +6 and I got an 8.
And then for Belladonna, what did Belladonna get on survive on the Guardian roll?
Yeah, 3 out of 5 this time. That's an improvement.
13.
13. Okay. 13, 22. Yeah, I think this is fine. You all have to move a little bit slower. Scratch sees... Scratch is able to keep eyes out on the path. And you've got some buffer time. As you approach what would be the Vistani camp, moving this time a little bit, there's a branching path on the Svalik Road. And you take the one that kind of leads you closer to Zerpool, which is a little like lake that the river feeds into before it moves on. You walk through another kind of like corridored forest section, and in that section you hang back as all of you watch a herd of rats move from one section from one side of the street to the other. And when I say a herd of rats, I'm not talking about like a regular rat or like a New York subway rat. I'm talking about a herd of rats roughly the size of like golden retrievers. Just a herd of them rolling across the forest from dark wooded cover to dark wooded cover across the path. But with Scratch's high perception, you all are able to wait out that situation without having to go. Each of you give me a d20 roll, please. Six, 3,
Yeah.
or 2.
11.
11. 6, 2, 11, that's 19. And
8.
8, 27. 270-ish rats are in this herd, and they roll
thank
through.
God.
Yeah, you want low numbers in this one. They roll through, and it takes a bit, but you make no moves. You do not run into any kind of negative like encounter here or anything like that. Everything seems to be fine. It is grim. It breaks. It's real hard to keep a light mood, Esther, in this thing, because like you were coming into a good story and then you had to stop for the herd of rats and be quiet.
You hate when you get interrupted by a herd of rats.
You hate it.
Is it a herd? Or is there another word for it? Of
Flock
rats.
of rats.
Back in the fold,
A
we just had
dilly-dally
sheep.
of rats?
A kitchen staff of
A
rats.
kitchen staff of rats. You all find yourselves in the late afternoon walking up toward a series of wagons, some covered, some fully wooden, some with canvas top, others open air tents. You can see, even at this distance, big, tall fishing lines propped up along the shore of this kind of expanding sort of... A lake is a big word for this. It's a large pond, but it's not a pond. It is flowing, but it's a fairly small lake that you're beside, and you smell the warm scent of deliciously cooked food. It's got the scent of cream cheese and pasta and crumbled up cornflakes and all other manner of casserole dish.
I forgot about that.
As you approach the Vistani camp that seems to be having some sort of potluck, and everyone has brought hot dish.
Excellent.
And with that, warm little travel conclusion and kind of solemn, tough time. We will leave this here before we do any of the Vistani. It also lets me re-warm up my accent for how the Vistani talk. We will return back to Barovia for NPCs, fortunes read, fortunes told, potential dreams, potential positive meat pie filled dreams, and almost certainly some combat. But until then, good job. You made it. Your rolls were high enough combined to avoid any kind of weird little threats in this short stint. Don't worry, as you go westward on the map, as you go westward through the Valley of Barovia, things get worse. And skill checks get harder. But this time, relatively successful. Let's go round the bend. Triple A Ron, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Triple A Ron.
Chimerror, where can people find you?
You can find me at blacksky.app and beach.city.
Sunfye, where can people find you?
Find me on TikTok at Sunfire D&D.
And Betty Buzzsaw, where can people find you?
In the mirror, but only if you look really fast.
And you can, of course, find me at Dying of Exposure here on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, any place that you might find social media. I am there. Even Tumblr still. Holding it out for those Tumblr days. But we will be back next Monday with another adventure in Barovia. We're going to meet the Vistani. We're going to meet Madame Ava. Fortunes will be read. And until then, we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.